And we are back for a new season of Philadelphia Flyers hockey. The 2025-2026 season unofficially began today with the first day of main training camp. It was the start of a new era, the Rick Tocchet era, a new coach, a new type of day one of training camp, and also we got to see all the prospects who are trying to earn their way onto the opening night lineup and make their case to make the team. I'm Charlie O'Connor of the PHLY Flyers, and these are your Flyers post-practice notes. It absolutely was a different feel today at day one of Flyers training camp, especially compared to the last three training camps. As many remember, John Tortorella would bring his famous rope out for day one. No pucks in day one of training camp, just a lot of skating. The Rick Tocchet training camp, let's just say it's a lot different. So instead of players just skating around the rope in ovals trying to keep themselves from throwing up, today there were pucks. There were sticks, there were practices, there were drills. It looked like, honestly, a normal day one of camp. And of course, the players had a lot to say about the dramatic change in training camp day one this year. Travis Konechny joked that it was a lot easier to do his first day interview now that he wasn't trying to recover from the infamous skate. Cam, you are correct. No more NASCAR laps this year, so definitely a different overall feel for day one. But there were functional differences as well, as Sean Couturier noted today in his first interview of the 2025-2026 season. Flyers players aren't necessarily used to talking systems this early in camp. Under John Tortorella, again, day one, there were no pucks on the ice. It was just the skate. Today, under Rick Tocchet, Couturier noted the Flyers were doing some systems work. Tocchet was talking to them about the way he wants them to play, and that was a big change from the Tortorella era, at least at the start of NHL training camp. But the switch from Tortorella to Tocchet brought more differences than just the lack of a rope and the lack of an exhausting skate. Sean Couturier in particular opened up when he was asked about the relationship that he has with Tocchet, or that he's building with Tocchet, compared to the relationship he had with John Tortorella. And let's just say he didn't mince words about how much more of an effort it seems like Rick Tocchet is putting in to build a relationship with his captain.
Really good conversations with them, probably more over the last 3 months than I had over 2 years with Tort. So no, it's fun to just go back and forth and get to know each other, listen to each other's thoughts on the game, and I think we're just trying to push in the same direction. Our goal's the same, and there's no ego. He's told me it's not about Rick Tocchet. I'm kind of the same way. It's not about me. So we're all about what's best for the team and trying to get this team to the next level.
As for Tocchet himself, he apparently, both on the ice of the players and then off the ice back with the media after practice, he made it clear how much he was emphasizing the Flyers being more of a possession team this year, holding on the pucks more. Last year, they were a good rush team. They really have been a good rush team the last 2 years, but in the offensive zone on the cycle, they haven't been able to create much. Rick Tocchet really wants to change that aspect of the Flyers this year. He wants them to be able to collect pucks, to keep pucks, and then do things with the puck on the attack when they're not attacking off the rush. So that's going to be a legitimate change you're going to see from Torts to Tocchet, at least if Tocchet has his way. So yes, the feel of day one, very different, but it seems like the look of the Philadelphia Flyers this season under Rick Tocchet, it's going to be different as well. And speaking to those changes in look for the Philadelphia Flyers this season, there are quite a few young players placed in prominent positions in the lineup today on the first day of camp, implying that a lot of guys have legitimate chances to earn their way onto the roster and make their NHL debuts. The two players at the top of that list, Alex Bump and Nikita Grabenkin. Bump, fifth-round pick from a few years ago, has tons of hype. He was a star player on the Western Michigan team that won the national championship this past season. He's making a real push to join the team and make the team out of camp. And Nikita Grabenkin, who the Flyers got in the trade that sent Scott Laughton to Toronto, also making a big push. He had a really strong performance at rookie camp, and based on the lines we saw today, it seems like both of them have a legitimate chance to make the big club in the next few weeks. Alex Bump started out camp on a line with Trevor Zegras and Travis Konechny. Grabenkin, on the other hand, played alongside Matvei Michkov, fellow Russian countryman, and team captain Sean Couturier. You could make a case these are the two top lines on the team, and they're giving Bump and Grabenkin chances to show that they belong with these top-tier players. Jett Luchanko also in the mix. He obviously missed rookie camp, didn't participate in the rookie games, but as promised, Luchanko was out there and he looked good. He looked like his usual quick, strong self, and he was in a prominent position in the lineup as well. The Flyers are certainly giving him every chance to make the team too. Now, no, it's not like Luchanko was on a line with Travis Konechny or Matvei Michkov, but Owen Tippett is a key member of this team, and Luchanko was centering Tippett in addition to Alexei Gendron, who also had a very strong performance in the rookie camp. Looks like Gendron has earned himself a look on a prominent line, at least to start camp as well. Another forward getting a real look to start camp, the hero of Game 1 of the rookie series, Denver Barkey. He is starting out camp on a line with Christian Dvorak and Tyson Foerster, who while Foerster was wearing the non-contact purple jersey, he was out there for the first day of camp. We talked to him after practice, and he sounds confident that he'll be good to go for Game 1. The roster battles on defense, maybe not as interesting as the battles up front, but there is a spot available with Rasmus Ristolainen and expect to miss at least the first few weeks of the season, if not longer, recovering from his triceps tendon surgery. Seems like the guys at the top of the list right now, Helge Grans and Emil Andre. Interestingly enough, the Flyers actually split up the projected top pair of Travis Sanheim and Cam York. Sanheim was in one group, which practiced at a different time, and then York was in the other group, which meant they needed new partners. Well, Helge Grans was Cam York's partner. Implies they want to give Grans a long look. As for Emil Andre, who did get a lot of time in the NHL last year, impressing especially in that first stint in the first half of the season, he was with Yegor Zamula, another player expected to be in the starting lineup. So both Grans and Andre getting real looks to start camp to potentially slide in for Ristolainen while he's out. One bit of bad news on the back end, though. Oliver Bonk, top defenseman prospect in the organization. His status was up in the air when we spoke with Danny Briere earlier this week. Wasn't sure how the imaging was going to come back. They were doing some imaging on his upper body to determine if he was going to be ready for the start of camp. He was not in a group today. The Flyers announced he is day-to-day with an upper body injury. Now, doesn't seem to be terribly serious, but Bonk was one of those guys who could have earned his way onto the roster with a strong camp. At the very least, he's going to miss the beginning of camp. Dramatically cuts down on the likelihood of Bonk making a run at a spot for Game 1. As for the action on the ice, nothing too eventful today. It was, of course, day one. Guys just trying to get their feet under them. I did like the play, unsurprisingly, of Matvei Michkov. He was flying out there, scoring goals, showed some real chemistry with his countryman Grubenkin, who also impressed me a lot. And I'm not going to lie, I liked the play of Jack Nesbitt, just drafted in the first round by the Flyers with the 12th overall pick back in June. I thought he was impressive. I thought he looked like he belonged. His passing ability popped on more than a number of occasions. Nesbitt, look, I don't think he's going to make this team out of camp, but he's showing himself well, first at rookie camp and now on day one of main camp as well. He was with Garnet Hathaway, so they're giving him a look next to a player who is a lock for the Game 1, not just roster, but lineup. It's just worth noting that Nesbitt is getting a look, and the team is very happy with what they're seeing so far. Overall, a successful day one for the Flyers. You did have the Bonk absence. He's day-to-day. Carson Dorwart did leave practice midway through. It looked like he got in a collision earlier on in his session. Left practice. They actually had Matthew Gard, who was in the AHL group. They moved him up to play in Dorwart's place for the second half of that session. But aside from those two tidbits of information, pretty much all good things from Voorhees here for day one of Flyers training camp, the first day of Rick Tocchet being head coach of the Philadelphia Flyers, and a new season for the club. I'm Charlie O'Connor with PHLY Sports. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.